I think I did have some preconceived notions before becoming a spouse. I mean, I didn't have any experience with the military. Like, we'd watched movies and it seemed really glamorous, and, like, they're always making so much money and deploying and going off and all that. And really, it's hard. I mean, when he first joined, we were making like $600 every 2 weeks. But they don't tell you how hard it is. It's not all homecomings and rainbows. He got out after I was 2 years into my bachelor's degree. He had PTSD. He had seen some things overseas that he knew he didn't want to be in anymore after his 5-year term was up. So we went from him being the main breadwinner to me suddenly being like, oh God, I have 3 kids and I'm not done with school. So I was working full time, and then on top of that going to school, and he was, staying at home with the kids. And yeah, that transition was really rough. From the point that he got his first award until now, he's gone from being 40% to 80% disabled. So he's at the point where he's getting free healthcare from the VA for the rest of his life, which is great, because if anything mental or physical comes up, he's covered. And I think I don't want to put this on genders, but I was staying at home with the kids and doing like the woman thing, and he was in the military and was doing like his thing. And then suddenly, I guess that's how he thought it should have been. So then he came home and suddenly the roles were just switched. And at first it seemed cool, he was like, oh, I can do all this stuff, And then it was probably like a year after that, he had put on 30 pounds and he looked at me and was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I was like, it's trial and error, buddy. You got to figure it out, And he's much more supportive now. When he got in, he was young. He was just so young, and we had so many kids so fast. And, he's been even more supportive as it's been more on me to financially provide for our family. He pushed me to get my master's. He raises the kids. He cooks. He bakes bread. He cleans. He is sort of this like gruff and blustery, like this like cranky guy or something. But I know that beneath it all, if I didn't have him, that my life wouldn't be right. The one thing, I guess not the only thing, but when you're in it, you have this purpose. Your spouse is doing things for their country, they're making all these decisions and all this, and you're kind of like along for the ride. And if you'd been in my position, you would have thought you were going to be along for the ride for 25 years. I mean, we really thought he was going to be in it forever. And then suddenly your life can just change in an instant. And for us, that was him coming back from the Middle East and me being told that he wasn't going to re-enlist. When you're in it, you have this feeling of like, I'm so proud. And then when you get out, you realize that really nobody cares. And you just have to carry all of these things that you've dealt with and all of your feelings. But when you go out into the real world, people are asking, so, tell me about your experience being a military spouse and, what you have to offer in the civilian world. And I just kind of drew a blank. I mean, I thought, well, I know how to make really good homecoming signs and I'm really good at pressing dress whites, but I don't know what to tell you, And there are women who aren't like me, and I put myself through school and I have a skill that I can use in the civilian world. But there are women who are leaving the military every day, whose husbands are in the same boat as mine, who don't have that. And I know some of them, and they don't know what to do. They flounder because they have lost their sense of who they are, because they don't have their husbands to take care of in the military anymore. I think that women can be spouses and be a woman at the same time. And it is important for women to understand that they are worth more than the fact that their husband is in the military. And that took me a really long time to learn. But I've learned that I can legitimately do anything that I put my mind to, and I feel no shame saying that because, you know, I did it. I put myself through school. I worked. I helped to raise our kids. Like, I did all of these things. And, you know, it was hard. But I know that I legitimately can do anything that I put my mind to.